Hey guys, welcome to another episode here at Vern's Valley. I hope you all had a great Wednesday. Super beautiful out. I think we topped out near 65 today here in Mankato. Much needed after this cold snap, and kind of the way it looking, as you can see here, maybe not. Maybe it'll stay around. Maybe, maybe it won't. So, this episode, I just want to do a detailed forecast for the rest of the month of April, kind of to get my hopes up as I kind of see in the model runs in the near future. Kind of some moisture return coming from the Gulf of America, finally reaching up here to the Midwest. And kind of the storm tracks are starting to come off the Rockies and eject into Canada. So hopefully, with that being said, hopefully we'll get some magic here in a couple weeks. So if you like what you watch, please like, subscribe, comment, leave any feedback, good or bad. I appreciate it. So with that being said, we will get into your forecast. As you can see, this is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. So I look at these every day. I'm very upset. I got a problem some days with models, and this website I use a lot. So, anyways, as you can see here in the the Ohio region, it looks pretty cool. This is, as you can see, where the storm would come in. The low pressure system, would drape across the United States and pull that cooler air from Canada that is unfortunately still sitting around up there, and that's why we've been getting these cold, frigid snaps, which is usual for this time of year. Obviously, it's below average, but we've always get cold snaps. Anyways, as you can see out in the four corners, the Nevada, California region, the high pressure system, the ridge is starting to come alive again. And as we get closer, as I click on this 8 to 14 day forecast, that ridge grows bigger. And as you can see, these abnormal temperature probability outlook gets expanded more and more off to the east and to the north. Starts to include Minnesota, and that's where we start to see some, obviously abnormal temps. So I believe this time of year it's like 45 for an average. Could be wrong. So anything above that, 50, 60 degrees is above average. So obviously today was a above average day. So we will go to the precipitation outlook. As you can see, obviously super dry out west, where that heat is building. No storms can fire in the high pressure system. Just continues to bake out there. So, but as you can see here, abnormal precipitation for this area. You can kind of see where the storm tracks, where everything comes together. The Texas Panhandle, New Mexico, then obviously all these states that were hammered last week and the week before that. Dixie Alley and the lower Midwest, the Ohio Valley, kind of just getting pounded this year, just with how the trough and the moisture and everything has just been coming together. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all that. We can go into the 8 to 10 or 8 to 14 day outlook. As you can see, that high pressure continues to build. Still kind of either way here in Minnesota. It could be below average or above average, but as you can see, it's starting to the storm track, the moisture I should say, is starting to get a little more spread out. So with that being said, we will go over to the GFS here, and I will take you guys to the next 384 hours, which is, I believe, like 10 days, 11 days or something. Forgive me if I'm off. But basically, this precipitation type will tell you low pressure, high pressure. You can see where the red dash line is. That's warmer air. Blue dash is cooler air. And then obviously you can see where the snow, rain. But I will just take you over what the next, obviously, couple weeks looks like. So this is going into Friday this weekend. And as you can see, this warm air is finally starting to come in. This low pressure system's coming off the Rockies, and as you can see, this cooler air is getting pulled behind it, making up a lot of snow up in the Rocky Mountain area, the Montana area. A lot of snow out there. So look at that, just getting a lot of snow. But as you can see, as that low pressure system comes, we get some rain out of that. Not a lot for southern Minnesota. Maybe some snow on the backside of it, but I highly doubt that, because this changes in a couple hours. That storm will be nowhere to be seen, right? We'll go to a little more in-depth view so you guys don't have to squint. This is for Sunday. We get some rain. So Sunday looks to be pretty crappy out, and then Monday kind of looks to be a snow rain mix on the backside, depending on what the temperatures do. So we'll actually take a look at that. So this is for Saturday at 7 p.m. Another beautiful weekend. First beautiful weekend we've had in a long time. It'll be this weekend. And of course, I gotta work. That's how it always works out. So I have 62 on Saturday, and as that low pressure system comes in for Sunday, look at that. Sunday night, you see that warm front kind of set up right here on the I-94 corridor. You know, as you can see, here's Twin Cities, St. Cloud area. Here's Mankato, Waseco, Watana area. So that's for Sunday. Obviously, as that low pressure system comes in, you can see that warm air being pushed out and that cooler air coming behind it, and that's why we kind of get that transition to that rain and snow mix. But as you can see, it doesn't really get freezing though. So depending where that cooler air sets up in the atmosphere, it could be snow, could just be rain. Well, actually, you can click on this, and this is called the sounding. So you can actually see what the atmosphere looks like and where the temperature is. So as you can see, it's warmer here, and it kind of gets a little cooler up here. So maybe, I don't know, we will see. Maybe, I could see it. I could see it being snow, some giant flakes like we had last time. But as that low pressure system comes in, we get another cold snap, right? Kind of get some below average temperatures, but we rebound very quickly for next weekend into the upper 50s, and then we get another blast of some warmer air and another shot of cooler air. See, this is where we fight back and forth this month. This is where it really annoys the crap out of me, because I just want to stay warm. Stay warm, bring some moisture, and bring me some storms. So we will actually look at dew points, because that's what we need for storms, right? So this is for this weekend. As that low pressure system cranks in some moisture. This is for Sunday at 7 p.m. So this is where severe weather would happen, right, guys? This is yeah, look at that. Anyways, before I jump into this real quick, this is where severe weather would happen, right? This is a low pressure system right here over the 998 number right here. This is the warm air coming from the south. This is your warm front draped right here, right? So you need a lifting mechanism, which is the low pressure system itself. You need moisture, lifting mechanism, and instability. So obviously you have the dry, cooler airs up in North Dakota, and you have this warm, moist air. So this is going to clash. So we could get some thunderstorms with some lightning for Sunday into Sunday night. I don't see any severe weather happening at all due to this capping inversion right here. So if it's warmer higher up in the atmosphere, it will not allow the air parcel down here to rise and create a thunderstorm, or to create a storm in that matter. So it could create storms higher up, and just be very high base. We get some rain, some good lightning and hail, but nothing of that tornadic reason, or none of that tornadic environment is looking that way on Sunday. Even with down here, more moisture, the better for storms that get that cloud base lower to the ground as possible. Even again right here, a very strong capping inversion at that 2 kilometer. So that will obviously inhibit storm motion, or storm initiation, excuse me. So this is what I look for though, moisture, right? If I have no moisture, I have no storms. Look at that. Some more moisture return for next Friday, the 19th. This is for Friday, 7 p.m. on the 19th. As you can see here, 65 for the dew point. Now look at that marginal tornado. There's minimal capping inversion. You have a nice curvature in the atmosphere to produce a brief spin up or a rotating updraft in that matter. So that next Friday, I take this with a grain of salt, because obviously it's the GFS, and but eventually, at some point, a low pressure system is going to come in and the moisture will be abundant enough to create severe storms. So that's what I look at, guys. But overall, the month of April looks to be maybe stormy, a little rough. Those warm and cooler temperatures will be fighting with each other all month, man. It annoys the crap out of me, seriously. So, look at that. Sharp cutoff. Yeah, look at that, guys. But anyways, with that being said, we will hop over to the European model real quick, just to compare them. This is for 6 o'clock Wednesday night. This is issued. So this one only goes out 144 hours, which is next Tuesday. So let's see what this one says. So this is for this weekend. This is Sunday. Yeah, this is for Sunday at 4 p.m. Look at that. Very lack of moisture. Not as a tight low pressure system coming in. Not as strong southerly winds to crank that moisture up from the Gulf of America. We can actually obviously click here and see what the sounding is on this one. Yeah, look at that. Very dry down here. Very, very minimal moisture. So, and no curvature in the atmosphere for any tornadic storms. So, again, maybe some rain for this weekend. We'll actually see what this has pulled up for the rain. So this is Saturday night. Sunday. This is Sunday 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So a few stray showers, and as that low pressure system actually comes in and goes away, look at that. I like the European model. Cooler for Monday and Tuesday next week, but no snow on the backside of that. So as you can see, this is for Saturday, 65 degrees. Maybe closer to 70 in that Redwood Falls area, that Minnesota River Valley. Looks to be nice and warm on Saturday. Yeah, look at that, 71. Beautiful. And then Sunday, as that low pressure system comes in, you'll be able to see it's still warm, but, oh, yeah, look at that. Almost 70 degrees for Sunday as that low pressure system. Holy, almost 80. Just kidding. 4 p.m. Sunday. Almost 80 degrees according to the European model. Last time, the European model was pretty accurate for forecasting 80 degrees. So, looks like Sunday would be a hot one with some moisture. Doesn't look like to be any storms other than in the morning. So, but again, as that low pressure system comes across, those temperatures rapidly decrease into the low 40s. But again, it does not look like any freezing until about Tuesday, which is Tuesday morning, which I don't like, man. It's April. Get over it. Either you're hot or you're cold. Give me some rain. I want some moisture, right? April showers bring May flowers, right? So overall, it looks to be a constant battle for the month of April. So we'll actually see what the Weather Prediction Center says for the next 168 hours for the, look at that, zero minimal precipitation, man. See, that's why the GFS we take with a grain of salt. So this is for the next 7 days, obviously for the next Wednesday, the April 16th. So looks like nothing, not even a half inch of rain, just a tenth, just a pissing of rain. That's what I call that. That's horse poo poo. So with that concluded, guys, that pretty much ties up this episode here. It doesn't look to be very stormy at all, other than down here in Arkansas, the typical region that's been getting hammered this spring. We'll actually go to the national view on this, just so you guys can take a gander. If you guys are curious, this is just a day 2 outlook for slight risk, just some hail, maybe some tornadoes, nothing too crazy yet. So that's pretty much concluded this episode, guys. April is going to be a constant battle with Mother Nature. It's going to be hot for a few days. It's going to cool off. Then a low pressure system's going to come in. It's going to be 80, and then tomorrow's going to be 30. It's going to be stupid. I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship because obviously with one of those low-pressure systems, it could be strong enough to bring enough moisture for tornadoes. So, and then on the backside, me driving home, it's snowing out. So, again, that concluded, guys. That's pretty much today's episode. Month of April is looking mighty feisty. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share it. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, where we hopefully dive into some more stormy weather, some more precipitation. So I hope you guys have a great week and enjoy.